Hey there, this is Jacob Griscom. I'm the president of Everyday Ayurveda, and we've got a lot of excellent stuff to cover here today. I'm really excited to be doing this training with you. So we'll get started here really soon, but let's go ahead and go through some housekeeping stuff first. Down on the right-hand sidebar, you'll see a little question box, and you can type questions in there. I will say that after this introduction here, I'm not going to be focused on those questions because I'm going to be focused on giving you my best with this presentation. But I will pay attention to that question box again at the end of the presentation when we get into questions and answers. But go ahead and play with it for now and give me a little bit of information on who you are. So first, go ahead and type into that box and let me know, are you a student? Are you a graduate of an Ayurvedic program? Do you currently have a practice? If you do, are you doing it part-time? Are you doing it alongside with other work? Are you doing it full-time? Yeah, great. So go ahead and type your answer in there and tell me about yourself. Cool. Okay, so a lot of graduates, a lot of people doing this part-time and doing some other work, some students. Okay, yeah, excellent. All right, and then tell me a little bit about where have you done your studies? Where have you done your Ayurveda training? Yeah, you can go ahead and type that into the question box. Cool. Excellent. So we've got some Ayurvedic Institute, some California College of Ayurveda, Kripalu, some Kerala. We've got a Mount Madonna, Om Wellness. Yeah, a lot of CCA, a lot of Ayurvedic Institute. Great, excellent. Okay, and how about one more? Why don't you go ahead and let me know, are you a member of any of our professional organizations? Are you a member of NAMA or APNA, Yoga Alliance, IAYT? Great, cool. A lot of NAMA members in the house. Okay, cool. And any other certifications or any other modalities that that you practice, or is Ayurveda your main focus? Right, Ayurveda, massage, Panchakarma, great. Some Reiki, energy work. Oh, that one, I don't know what that one is, but okay, cool. All right, well, let's go ahead and dive on in. Again, this is called How to Start or Grow a Thriving Professional Ayurveda Practice, and this is essential business education for all Ayurveda professionals. My name is Jacob Griscom. I'm the president of Everyday Ayurveda. And this webinar is really about how are we going to get you to beat these stats and create a meaningful, flexible career with a scalable income through Ayurveda. So if you look at this chart, this is based on surveys that I've done across schools, broadly in the Ayurvedic community of graduates from various schools and programs. And you'll see that in the United States, only approximately 10% of Ayurveda program graduates are going on to do something with their practice, while 90% do nothing with their practice. And of these 10% who do go on to do something, it's usually part-time work, while some other work or source of income actually pays the bills. And of those who do go into practice full-time, the expected annual income is only around $25,000 to $30,000. So in this training, I'm going to be teaching you the 5-step system for earning as much as you need while working the hours that really suit you and suit your priorities. So is that a bold promise? Maybe so, I hope so, but I intend to keep it. And you can let me know how you think I've done by the end of this training. And as I mentioned, I'm giving you a free gift just for attending, simply because you've taken action already. And this is going to be a 54-minute audio recording called How to Avoid a Lawsuit. This is a $47 when this program stands alone. And it's going to be teaching you legal structures for your practice that can help protect you, professional liability insurance options, language to use in your informed consent form, and how and why to offer a guarantee. So go ahead and stay until the Q&A session at the end of this training, and I'm going to give you the download instructions for how to avoid a lawsuit. Okay, so let's go ahead and get here. Let's get present. And it's time to eliminate any distractions, any interruptions. So let anyone else in your space know that you're learning important information, and please not to interrupt you for the next 2 hours. So turn off any television or music that you have going on. Close any other windows on your computer. Close your email and any instant messaging. And go ahead and turn off your phone and your text messaging. All right. Go ahead and take a slow breath in and out, and get yourself in a receptive and focused space. Here's why I'm offering this training, is that we really have a broken medical system, and it's not just about insurance, and it's not just about coverage. It's that we call it healthcare, when really it's disease management. And funding for the majority of medical education and research is provided by drug companies with an incentive to maintain a drug-based medical system. And a true healthcare system really would focus on the behaviors and the consciousness that are at the root of health and disease. And I think that Ayurveda best represents this true healthcare system. So the best way to promote true healthcare is to support the success of our professionals. And the collective influence of successful Ayurveda professionals will elevate the Ayurvedic profession and change the collective mindset around healthcare. So I'll tell you a little story about how I learned this. It was 2001. I was 20 years old, had just graduated from the California College of Ayurveda, and my partner, Sarah, and I decided to go on to India and do some postgraduate studies with Dr. N.V. Krishnamurti in Mysore. So we were there for 6 months doing intensive Ayurveda and Panchakarma studies. And at the end of that time, Sarah stopped liking the taste of Indian food, South Indian food, something she had loved up till that point. But she stopped liking the taste of it. She couldn't really eat it anymore, and neither of us really realized the implications until we were back home shortly thereafter. And I remember because it was Father's Day, and she was late for her period, and we were both just so nervous, like feeling what this could mean. And she was pregnant, and so we were 20 years old, and not expecting this step. And so I'm thrown in the position of, really figuring out, how am I going to take care of this new young family of ours? So that was Ethan. And 2.5 years later came Elijah. And what I had to rely on was my Ayurveda practice and some teaching at the California College of Ayurveda. And so I did what I thought we were supposed to do as practitioners, which is I blanketed my community with flyers, went to business networking groups, everybody I talked to, just tried to get them interested in Ayurveda and get them to my talks and get them to come in. And I did well enough that I was able to pay our mortgage most months and cover the bills, but sometimes not. Sometimes I needed to borrow. and generally just did not feel at ease financially because I really just always felt each month like we were just barely, making it, or just not quite making it enough. And so after a few years, I got really burned out from that experience. I would have clients come, I'd work so hard to get a new client. Sometimes they would only come for one visit or two or three. And so I felt discouraged, and I felt burned out, and I felt mainly just really stressed about money. And so I went out in search of an actual job, and I found a job in sales with the Aviation Electronics Schools of America, and I was selling educational certification programs to enlisted personnel in the military. And in my first month working there, I was able to sell $500,000 in these educational certification programs, really blowing away a lot of their in any of their previous records, and made these huge commissions. And I wondered, what was it about this? Like, why did I go from struggling to being so immediately financially successful with this? And it made sense. I got that these people were looking for these certifications so that they could get jobs after leaving the military. It's such a specific outcome that they were going for, and there was a very specific path to get there, which were through these certifications. And we were able to offer the certifications in a way that fit, their demanding schedules. So that was an interesting insight. And I went on to take on some other sales jobs and learn from some really great mentors in marketing and in sales, and helped grow a few companies and helped start some nonprofits that were successful before really feeling like it was time to give my practice a shot again and take everything that I had learned and put it into like a really sound business model around growing my practice. And so I decided to focus on a particular group of people. In this case, it was men who were interested in losing weight and having more energy and increasing their sex drive. And I really focused my practice entirely around them and their needs and helping them reach desired specific outcomes. And as a result of bringing people in such a specific channel like that and working with them with these committed long-term programs, I was able to build a $10,000 a month practice in just 2 months with just a handful of clients. And so I realized that what I had come across would actually be very important for the rest of the Ayurvedic profession to be educated in as well. And so I made the effort to systematize what I was doing in my practice and then teach it to other practitioners. And other practitioners have had wonderful success using these systems as well. And so we're going to cover the essence of this 5-step system here today in this training. So since systematizing this, I've been spreading the word and speaking at NAMA and APNA and the Ayurveda Summit and Veda Mela and Yoga Alliance and the International Association of Yoga Therapists Annual Conference, and helping practitioners get awesome results with their practices. Julia Jones in Fremantle, Australia says, I feel fulfilled with my work supporting new mothers through Ayurveda, spend more time with my kids, and have a business that actually pays the bills. And Rochelle Lawson in Tracy, California says, now my business has a steady flow of clients and group classes, and my business income is sustainable, reliable, and consistently growing. And Carly Amlach in the Virgin Islands says, business is growing so fast and so positively that it makes me smile every day. I no longer stress about my income as business is now very stable for me and provides a full-time income to 4 other people as well. My husband and myself are self-employed. Our 2 children are provided for, and our other therapist, graphic designer, and full-time manager are supported by their work here. I feel so blessed to be able to make a living doing something I love that makes other people feel happy and healthy. And I thank Jacob. So that's very nice. Let's go ahead and get down to business and talk about the inner game, which I consider to be the mindset elements of a successful practice, and the outer game, which are the 5 steps of the system that I'm going to show you today. So when it comes to your inner game, one very important element is your priority to serve, a feeling that you really are interested in helping people, and you have a willingness to work and focus on what their needs are so that you can serve them better. The scientist attitude, which is a willingness to experiment for data so that you can treat your business like an experiment and you can try things with the intention to learn from them, with the intention to try out a theory, with the intention to test things in your market and see what you learn so that you can learn and improve upon your results from what you learn. The next thing is to be able to sell yourself first. So to really reflect on the value of what your services have to offer people and the cost of what not receiving their services really means for them. So reflect on what it means. What is the value of consistent structure of accountability that actually helps you change your behaviors and make long-term positive impacts in your health? What's the value of that? How does that affect not just your health and how you feel, but what you're able to do in terms of your work, how you're able to be there for your family, how you show up in the world? What are the impacts of those? What is the true value of the service that you're offering people? And on the other hand, what's the real cost if they're not receiving the sort of care in their life? Well, if you look at the average American, you know that they're overweight and that they're tired and that they're not sleeping well and that they are struggling with chronic pain issues and anxiety and depression. And there's a general feeling of being disconnected from nature around us, and that being reflected in the state of our health. And so what's the cost of that? If somebody doesn't have your influence in their life, what life is really being lost? What possibilities would there be for them in the work they could do in the world, how they could show up for their family and their friends and their community? What's the cost of these obstacles and impediments to the health that they could have? And feeling great accepting money. Understanding that accepting money in your profession is not just for you, and so that you can be a professional, and so that you can sustain yourself doing this work and serving people in this way, but it's also very much for your clients, because money is the way that we show our commitment. We kind of trick ourselves into making something a priority when we're paying for it. And so them paying and them paying sufficiently and having a sufficient enough investment will actually help them with their accountability and their commitment to see a program through and to make their health a priority. And finally, a willingness to get out of your comfort zone, because whatever you have going on in your life up till this point, it's what you're familiar with. And this program, these strategies are going to introduce you to ideas that you may not be familiar with. In fact, that may be confronting, may be challenging in some cases. They may certainly question your assumptions and any concepts that you've left unexplored or have simply adopted without really examining. So whenever that's happening, you're really putting some risk out there. Not real risk that you're going to get hurt or something, but definitely risk that you could grow and that you could learn something new, and that you often know that that's happening when you feel outside of your comfort zone. You'll know that you're getting into new territory. And if you can make friends with that feeling, if that can be exciting for you, if you can enjoy where this is heading, and again be willing to experiment, then that's a very important quality. The outer game is the Grow Your Ayurvedic Business system, and it has 5 steps to it. Step 1 is map your market. Step 2 is called the Committed Client Formula. Step 3 is the Sales Sadhana system. Step 4, multiply your marketing. And step 5, advanced profit growth. So let's go ahead and get into each of these steps. Step 1, map your market. Now, one of the biggest things that I hear practitioners say is, people in my area don't know what Ayurveda is. That's why I'm not able to grow a successful practice. Well, what to do when people don't know what Ayurveda is not to talk about Ayurveda. Don't talk about Ayurveda. Instead, the first foundational step for you to take is to find your niche, a specific market with specific health challenges. And so to find your niche, you can ask yourself, who are you? Have you gone through a personal health transformation? Have you already had success with clients in a particular area? Have you had certain experiences? Are there markets that you are a part of and therefore that you understand or that they would resonate with you immediately? And that you could show them some of the things that you've learned and that you've been able to overcome, or people you've been able to work with and you've been able to help. And they could see that there could be a possibility for them as well. So what's your experience? What calls out to you? And maybe what's needed in your community? Is there a specific health challenge in your community that's not being sufficiently addressed where you could make some impact and really help some people? So research your market once you've picked a niche and give them some surveys and some interviews to find out exactly what it is that they want. And then you're going to position your practice around offering that to them. So you want to find out what are their specific challenges, what are their specific desires, so that your practice is focused on helping them get those results. Here are some example niches. People who want to lose weight, people who want more energy, maybe menopausal women with hot flashes. How about people who want to sleep better, people who want to remove pain, people who want to get off their anxiety or depression medication, etc., 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 and of course, etc. So if you read that Attract Your Ideal Clients report, you would see that there are tens and tens, over 80 at least on that list, different niches that you could orient your practice around and really carve out your unique offer so that you can answer the question, what do you do? And by the end of this step, you would be able to craft a what you do statement that would say, I help this target market with these specific challenges get these specific desired outcomes with or without, something desirable or undesirable. So let's see some examples of what that would look like. How about, I help menopausal women who are struggling with hot flashes, dryness, and sleep disturbances correct hormonal imbalances and restore lubrication without hormone replacement therapy. So do you know any women who would be interested in that? Or, I help men who want to lose weight, have more energy, and increase their sex drive. Do you know any men who would be interested in that? You'll notice with both of these that they are specific markets with specific challenges and specific desired results, and that each of these statements ends in the question, do you know any of the people in this market who would be interested in that? So that anytime that you're talking to someone, they would assess, maybe that's me, or I certainly do know someone who would be interested in that, and they really should meet you. So by being able to focus on a niche market, you can answer the question, what do you do, in a way that automatically attracts clients and gets you referrals everywhere you go. So once you know your market and you know the specific challenges they have and the specific desired outcomes they're going for, you need to clearly see that Ayurveda is different than going to the doctor or the chiropractor or the dentist or massage therapist, because we're not doing a therapy on our clients, but we're actually helping them change behaviors that are at the root cause of disease. And changing behaviors is a journey from their current state to their desired outcome that takes time and it takes support and it takes accountability. And so instead of structuring our client relationships through consultations and sessions, I'm recommending that you structure your client relationship through a program. So over the next 3 months or 6 months or a year at a time, work with your clients on a weekly basis to remove the obstacles to changing the behaviors that will get them to their desired end results. So you're going to start with very clearly identifying where they are right now. You are going to articulate the desired end result that matches with what it is that they actually want. And you're going to position your program as the way to go from where they are right now to where they want to be over the next 3 months, 6 months, or a year at a time. So this structure provides a reliable income for you and consistent long-term results for your clients. So along with this comes integral Ayurveda coaching. And this is the idea of focusing on behavior as the cornerstone to this change, to getting these results. So what are the behavioral steps they're going to need to take to go from point A to point B? What's the number one highest leverage behavior that they need to change first? The thing that's going to make the biggest difference and most rapidly move them from where they are right now to where they want to be. And then all of our attention in these weekly sessions goes to helping them remove obstacles to that behavior change before moving on to the next behavior. So the name of the game is not to overwhelm them with good suggestions, but to give them one specific thing, the most important thing for them to change, and then put all of our attention on removing obstacles to that change happening. So those obstacles can exist in our client's mindset and their consciousness. They may have beliefs about themselves or beliefs about the world, or haven't really connected their actions to the experiences that they're having. So there may be obstacles to address in the areas of mindset and consciousness. There are also obstacles to address in culture and relationships, right? What are the groups that they associate and identify with? Who are the relationships in their life? And do those relationships, support the direction that they want to move with their health? If not, how is that going to be addressed? Because until it's addressed, it's going to be hard to make any significant and lasting change in behavior. So this is one of those hidden obstacles that, when not explored, is responsible for failure in being able to make these changes. But that when it is addressed, and if it's addressed sufficiently, then it can actually reinforce and guarantee these changes in behavior so that they get where they want to get with their health. And finally, their environment and their systems is a big area to look in terms of obstacles to remove. So if somebody's trying to lose weight, for example, and their house is filled with junk foods and things that they shouldn't be eating if they want to lose weight, well, then they're going to be fighting against that environment all of the time. It's not an optimized environment for them getting the results that they want. And there's so many examples like that where our environment can either reinforce and automatically help us have the behaviors that we need to have to get where we need to get, or it can do the opposite. It can detract from them and prevent those behaviors from moving forward. Now, our systems are also really important. If we set up systems, if there are routines or rituals that help to ensure these habits to change, that's important. The opposite is also true. If we have habits and rituals in place that are going to prevent these new behaviors, that's an obstacle. So one of the main tools that we can use that will reflect a supportive system is to see what our schedule looks like. Have we consciously designed our schedule? And are the things that we want to have be priorities reflected there in our schedule so that they're reflected in our actions? Because really, our priorities are determined by the actions that we're taking. So that's an important area to look for, obstacles as well as things to change that will allow that behavior change to happen long term so they can really get those lasting results with their health. Step 3 is called the sales sadhana system. So really only now that you know who you're talking to and what you are offering them, right, should you actually put any attention on building your website and or your free public talk. Now, I apologize because I know that there are some of you that are on this training right now who have already invested your time, your energy, some heart, and some hope into your website. And so this could be confronting to see that if you haven't addressed these first 2 steps, that your website probably isn't doing very well at its job. And so your website, and I'll also say this is also true for any free public talks that you're giving, they have a few important jobs. So this can be like a little job audit. One, they should be building rapport with your target market through delivering value, delivering value to your prospective clients. And that can, when I say delivering value, I mean that it's answering a question about their specific health challenges. It's giving them really useful, actionable information that is valuable to them right away. And secondly, that as a result of this, it is collecting leads. It's collecting names and email address for your email list so that you can keep in touch with the people who are most interested in what you do. All right, so they're coming to your site, they're through the content on your site feeling that they've finally found what they've been looking for to address their specific challenges with their health, right? The site is speaking to them. And then you're delivering a solution, a step in the right direction in exchange for their name and email address so that you can keep in touch with them, right? Because these are people who are most interested in what you do already. And they may not be ready to move forward as a client right now, but if you're able to keep in touch with them and communicate with them over time, you can be sure that you're the person that they're going to think of when they are ready, and that they're more likely to become ready sooner by hearing from you more often. So the third job of your website and your free talk is to put what we would call sales sadhana appointments in your calendar with the people who are most likely to become new clients. So these three jobs: build rapport, collect leads, put the warmest of those leads directly in your calendar for a specific type of conversation, a sales sadhana appointment. And fourth, optionally, your website can also directly sell either physical products or programs or information programs. So the purpose of this sales sadhana conversation, these appointments that you get in your calendar, is to ripen the seeds of motivation to make change. Because motivation comes from dissatisfaction and desire. So the real question that we're trying to assess through this conversation is, are they dissatisfied enough with their current state? And or are they desiring a new result with their health enough to commit to action? Okay? So we're assessing motivation and we're ripening motivation. So we're going to ask a series of questions about their specific health challenges and the specific costs and impacts of these health challenges in the past, the costs and impacts of these health challenges presently, and also the potential costs and impacts of these health challenges in the future if these problems aren't addressed. And on the other side of things, we're going to help them clarify their specific health goals. Where would they like to be with their health? And why would that be important to them? What are the specific payoffs and impacts of these goals being satisfied? Then it is natural that we present our program as the way to finally get there. In fact, at that point, if somebody has assessed their specific health challenges, the costs and impacts, the goals, the payoffs and impacts of those goals being satisfied, then they are hungry for a solution to this problem. So your program is presented as the way that they can actually finally get there. And now that you know your market, your offer, and have a system in place to build rapport and get these leads and enroll new clients, then you can turn on the marketing faucet anytime you want to fill your schedule in your programs. And that's what step 4 is all about, multiplying your marketing. So you can speak to your market about their specific challenges and their desired outcomes through advertising with Facebook or YouTube or local papers or radio or deals sites like Groupon and Living Social. You can do it through free media, through getting stories and interviews, and as well as what your clients have to say about you, word of mouth advertising. You can do it through networking, through business groups and partners and events, either local events or online. And of course, all of your usual suspects for marketing, your email communications with your email list, your business cards, your brochures, your flyers, some of the guerrilla marketing tactics with your local community. And that leads on to advanced profit growth, because if you're able to scale your business, then you can move from one-on-one clients that give the greatest amount of depth to your practice and earn you the highest fee really per client. But you can then begin to leverage into group programs. And group programs are really an important part of your business because they start to build community around your business. Especially since you're working in a niche, your clients have something in common with each other. And that makes them, makes it a natural fit for them to enjoy each other's community and be able to support each other and provide accountability for each other. And in that case, you're also able to make more dollars per hour. You're working with more people, the barrier to entry for them is lower, but collectively you're making a lot more money per hour. And then finally, the furthest point of leverage are products that you can develop, physical products, affiliate products that you may sell other people's herbs. But really the biggest opportunity here are information products, online programs, things that once they're built really require no activity on your part. They can be entirely delivered automatically, impact people's lives, and help them move into and ascend to these other layers of depth with you, maybe working with you in one of your group programs or your private client programs. And this, of course, is adding sort of a sacred element to your business of passive income, something that's helping cumulatively to grow, to build passive income, even when you're not putting your hours into it directly. It's already in place. So the structure and delivery of a coaching program can vary, but the behavioral path, moving from point A to point B, basically remains the same. A private coaching program can become a group coaching program. The way that you work with somebody privately and the path that you're walking them can be adapted to a group format. That group coaching program can be adapted to an online training program. And a physical product package can support any program. They can support your private programs, your group programs, or be add-ons to your online programs. So my first attempt at this with my practice, I did some stuff wrong. I really had no niche market. I was entirely focused on getting people interested in Ayurveda. And I focused on consultations, individual sessions, instead of programs, not really understanding the nature of what sort of support goes into lasting behavioral change. I didn't have any enrollment system in place. I hadn't really consciously designed a way to move people from like a handshake of meeting them to really being like married in a committed private coaching program or in a group program. Some significant investment there. I didn't have that in place. And my only offer for my email list on my website was join my newsletter. And if you think about people waking up in the morning, there's nobody who's thinking, you know what I need to find today? More email in my inbox. And so that was a weak offer to build up my list. And as a result of a lot of these issues, mainly not having a niche market, I wasted a lot of money on advertising and events. But what I did right, I was willing to start. I was willing to hustle and work hard every day at it. I was really passionate about what I was doing. I wanted to help people. And I learned how to create a focused space, a focused environment for myself to really get work done and make something happen. But my second attempt, I focused on a niche market. I focused on men who wanted to lose weight, have more energy, and greater sex drive. And I implemented the steps that I've just taught you. And as a result, I built an awesome $10,000 a month practice with a small group of committed clients who got really great results. And what I was doing was what I most wanted to be doing. And I was making a great income doing it. My wife was relieved and proud of me. My boys got to have more time with their dad. And I want to show you some case studies of other situations that you might be able to relate to. This is Martha Gassegnet, and she's a case study on transitioning from a full-time job. She went from being a full-time nurse transitioning to a full-time Ayurvedic healing center in 8 months. And so within 8 months, she was able to leave her job and work in her business in Ayurvedic Healing Center full-time. She says, the tools I learned helped me to grow personally, spiritually, and financially. And then after 2 years in my current business location, I'm fortunate to have the financial resources to now expand my business even further and to continue to be a self-employed practitioner and businesswoman. And so, she went in chunks, moving from being a full-time nurse to opening up her practice one day at a time, and then she was able to move it to 2, and then cut a little bit out of her nursing practice out and move it to 3, and so on in chunks until she made a full transition. So you don't need to make these giant leaps and leave your job and leave your reliable income all at once. In fact, I really don't recommend that if it's going to get in the way of you being grounded and focused and be able to do what you need to do without feeling more urgency and need than you have to. Then that's going to support you really being able to serve your clients. So the next case study is with Karen Kundi, and she was a waiting list practice in 1 month. So if you're also interested in building your practice quickly, if you've been trying to build your practice for a while but struggling, then rapid change is possible for you implementing these steps in the system. So Karen Kundi picked a niche helping people with chronic pain. She made a free session offer, and she filled her calendar with sales sessions right away. And within her first month, she had filled her practice with high-paying, committed clients and had really a waiting list practice. Then there's a case study on passive income from an online program, and this is Nahida Amin. She was a legally blind woman. She built a successful online program that generates passive income and a steady stream of new clients. And I mean that for real. She had an eye condition that gave her tunnel vision, and the diagnosis was that she would move progressively towards losing her vision entirely. So as a result of what she's implemented in her life through Ayurveda, she's been able to slow down the progression of that. But if you talk about somebody with a handicap overcoming it and being able to have success with this system, it's Nahid. And she says, I learned how to plan the success of my practice ahead of time. I learned how to consistently enroll clients. I learned how to promote my services so that clients want them. I learned how to structure and launch my online Ayurvedic culinary nutrition program. And now I have a passive income stream for my practice that expands my impact, spreading Ayurveda to people who want to learn and apply it to their lives. This program has totally changed the way I work as a practitioner in this field. So you're here because either you're a student and you know you need help to make use of the education you're getting so that you can create a successful career when you graduate. Or you've graduated already, but you need help building the confidence or the clarity to start your practice or begin transitioning from another job. Or maybe you've got a practice, but you need help getting more clients and making more money. Or maybe you're successful with your practice. Maybe you have the clients and the money that you need, but now you're ready to make a bigger impact. You're ready to increase your income, or you want to create more time freedom in your business structure. Well, if you want help getting these results, I want to show you what I'm so excited to share with you. So go ahead and imagine yourself a year down the road. And if you're a student, you've graduated with your Ayurveda certification, and while you were in school, you also took the steps to plan the success of your business, picking a niche for your practice, researching the behaviors your client will need to change to overcome their specific health challenges, using your school requirements to learn everything you can about how to help your market, and even setting up your website to provide value and collect leads and book people in your calendar. So as a result, you graduated with momentum, excited and confident to serve people, and your market responded to your clarity with enthusiasm. Your first experiences in your new career were positive successes, confirming that you can really do this. You can do the work you're passionate about and make a great income doing it. So what would that mean for you if you could support yourself or your family doing the work you're meant to do? Or what if you had already graduated, but you had delayed starting your practice because you didn't feel confident or clear enough to transition away from your current job? and maybe you even really liked your job, and you just wanted to add a part-time practice into the mix. So you opened up one day, or even a half day per week to see a few clients. So what would it mean to you to be using your Ayurveda training to help even a few people make such significant positive change in their lives? You know, you may charge your clients $100 per month, maybe $1,500 or more. So what kind of difference would the income from even a few clients make for you? Now, what if you were someone who had really been giving your practice your best? You worked hard, you put momentum out there consistently, but it was always hard to keep momentum, and your income kept coming up short. You were doubting your ability to keep it going or had to prioritize other work that actually paid you reliably. But then you realized that you had just missed some key elements to your approach, that you could actually make all the income you needed with a few committed clients. And now you finally had a way to do it. You tried it and it worked. In fact, since you had grown accustomed to struggle, it was almost disorienting how much easier this approach was. But it didn't take long to get used to it and build on your new skills and successes. You felt great talking to people about what you do because now you were clear about how you could help them, and felt confident accepting money and helping them make positive changes and get long-term results. Of course, the relief from financial stress and the joy from your work spilled out into your personal life as well, influencing all of your relationships for the better and giving a lightness to the daily quality of your life. And finally, maybe you were one of those rare ones. You had the hustle, you had the charisma, you had the savvy or resources or endurance to build your practice over time. But you were ready to take it to the next level, serving more people and liberating yourself from a time for money practice model. So you focused on your most responsive audience. You launched your first online program, your first group program, and it did great. People loved it, got real value from it, and it generated a following and community that became bigger than just you. So of course, as its inspiration, its creator, it paid you really well too, and allowed you plenty of flexibility to travel, adventure, go on retreats, sometimes alone, sometimes with those dear to you. So let me tell you, in the last few years, Everyday Ayurveda has been consistently publishing Ayurveda articles from a growing body of contributors, thanks mainly to our awesome content managers. And the Grow Your Ayurvedic Business Program has been passively supporting self-starting practitioners to start or grow their practices. Because meanwhile, I've been largely on hiatus, focused on an enormous land management project with my friends here at home, and service trips abroad in Cambodia, with people struggling under dictatorship, and in Turkey right now with Syrian refugees. Well, that chapter is now complete, and a new door is opening. We've added people to the Everyday Ayurveda team, and I've completed an intense course of study in digital marketing to take Everyday Ayurveda and our practitioner community to the next level of impact and success. And I'm telling you this because I've got a big vision that I want to include you. I want to build up our body of practitioner case studies, deepen the value and authority of the Everyday Ayurveda articles, and add some new practitioner partners to our team. So what this means for you, I want to walk you step by step through the Grow Your Ayurvedic business system to maximize your success in your professional Ayurveda practice, so you can have all the clients you want and need and support them to get lasting results. So you're making the income that you want and need, so that you're building leverage and time freedom into your career path, and so that you can be a case study to inspire other practitioners to achieve success as well. And optionally, we can even partner. You can partner with us to launch an online program in your niche for passive income and new client leads for your practice. So the Grow Your Ayurvedic Business is an online course and a group coaching program. And what's included are step-by-step education and video trainings, MP3 downloads, the course textbook, implementation homework for each and every module, bonus programs, and a members-only Facebook group. Here's everything we'll cover together. The welcome and getting started section, where we're going to do our foundational and housekeeping stuff. We'll cover how to go through the program, what to click on and download, how to join the weekly coaching calls so that you know what to do and in what order. You'll find the program very sequential and easy to follow, since each step builds on the steps before it. And that's an important element of this program, being focused on the outcome of getting long-term paying clients who get results. So there's theory, there's philosophy, there's examples so that you understand each concept. But I'm also very clear on why you are taking each step and tell you exactly how to do it so you're supported down to each detail. We'll also cover how to plug into the Grow Your Ayurvedic Business Facebook group so you can hook up with our other practitioner members and set up buddy systems or mastermind groups to help keep each other inspired, accountable, and on track. Now, the more supportive relationships you set up, the more automatic you'll make your success. So next, we'll cover a lesson called Better Health, Financial Security, Great Relationships, and Spiritual Freedom. I'm going to teach you a specific process for consciously putting attention on these 4 aims of life through your actions and the creation of your ideal schedule. If you focus on your business, but you haven't set your priorities up to also include your own health, your relationships, your financial grounding, your spiritual life, not only will it create imbalance for you, it's going to affect how you show up for your clients, and that, of course, is going to affect your success. Your actions reflect your priorities, and so that's why this ideal schedule exercise is so practical and effective. You're going to love going through this process because it will begin to clear up any unaddressed areas of your life that are wasting your focus and your energy. When you do that, you'll have more energy and a sort of contagious inspiration that comes from uncovering a little more of your life. And of course, that also supports your business because people feel that. They want to be around that. They want to be involved in whatever it is you're doing. The next lesson is called Guarantee Your Results. So in this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to set up success rituals through consistency in your schedule so that your positive actions become regular and automatic habits. Your actions will help you realize your priorities and, in a way, guarantee your results. The only way not to succeed in this program is to not take action and to not learn. And that is true of your other priorities as well. So taking this additional step in consciously designing your schedule is not only going to result in getting clients and growing your income, but it's going to magnetize your life and it's going to fill you with energy to go for the things that are important to you. The next lesson is called More of What You Love and Less of What You Don't. So your top 2 priorities to grow your practice are serving your clients by improving your knowledge and your ability to help them get results. So improving your knowledge and your ability, like your coaching ability, that will help them get results. The second top priority, improving your communication, right? Your marketing, so that people want your help. So all the other stuff, basic software, website building, email list setup, graphic design, etc. It's all beginner and intermediate level stuff. And you can do it if you have a knack for it, if that's your pleasure, if that's a part of your business that you're really into. But if in any way it's an obstacle, you should have someone else help you with it. And even if it is something that you have a knack for, the sooner you can have other people doing anything that gives you more time for those first 2 priorities, the quicker you're going to grow your business. So I'm going to show you how to sort out the stuff to have other people do and where and how to get that help on the cheap with an exercise called your ABC work. If these things aren't obstacles, it means they're not going to hang you up. And more of your energy can go into the top 2 priorities that are going to get you clients and grow your income. So the better you progress, better your progress and your results, the more encouraged you'll be, but also the more people you're going to help, and the better you'll feel. Then we get into step 1, map your market, and the first lesson here is about Ayurveda awareness and niche markets. So we're going to help you find the perfect niche for you based on your experience, your connections, and your interests. And we're going to review why focusing on a specific group of people is so important for getting more clients and becoming well-known quickly. When you have your niche, you won't struggle with people not knowing about Ayurveda. This means you're in the driver's seat and you'll be able to get clients wherever you go and wherever you live. So when you can do that, you won't be competing with other practitioners or other modalities who are just busy talking about themselves and what makes their modality unique and special. The next lesson is called Niche Research and Communication. So this lesson's all about planning your success ahead of time by researching your market with interviews and surveys to find out their exact challenges and desires in their own voice. So you're also going to learn from other people who are already serving your market to see what's working for them already. You're going to use this information to create your what you do statement so that people understand exactly what you're about and want your help. No more confused tilts of the head when you say, I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner, right? Think of how great it's going to feel when you answer the question, what do you do? And instead people say, I need that, or I know someone who has to talk to you. The next lesson is called Succeeding in Poor Economies. So just in case you haven't realized it yet, telecommunications and the internet, it allows us to work with anyone, anywhere. So this lesson is going to show you how to broaden or narrow your niche to reach the right amount of people, or add a virtual option to your practice that's going to be able to make you reach people outside of your hometown. Think of those possibilities with a virtual option. You can travel and still run your business. You can reach a very narrow but highly responsive niche market, and you'll never be entirely subject to downturns in your local economy. Next lesson is called Understanding and Communicating Qualifications. Did you know that no one cares where you went to school or who you've studied with? That's right, sometimes practitioners will get hung up on thinking that they need more letters after their name before they can put themselves out there and start helping people. Well, if that applies to you at all, you'll find out that in fact people are only interested in one thing, themselves. And they want to know that you can help them overcome specific challenges and get specific results. And your education is really of little consequence. This lesson is going to teach you how to create your qualification story that will build rapport with prospective clients, help them feel that you understand what they're going through, and give them hope and inspiration for what's possible in their lives as well. This is really a crucial element to include in your conversations, your marketing materials, your public talks. The next lesson is in the committed client formula, moving into step 2 with your behavioral theory of change. And this lesson is about creating that program path that gets your clients results, takes them from point A to point B, from where they are right now to where they want to be. And the cause of your clients' health challenges that they can control are behavioral. It's the dietary, lifestyle, and consciousness factors. These are specific things and ways they are eating, living, and thinking, feeling that are contributing to their health challenges. There are also specific changes that they're going to be able to make that will help reverse these challenges and walk them towards their desired results. So this is going to help you map that path out, specifically identifying which changes will need to be made and in what order, starting with the highest leverage change first. They're going to feel encouraged when their health quickly improves, which will support them to keep going and to get them enthusiastic to talk about their results and refer others. The next lesson is called Designing Content Using a Framework. So whether you're writing an article, a free report to give away, or a book, or a public talk, or you're simply communicating a behavior recommendation to a client, this lesson is going to show you how to outline your content so that people are eager to read it or hear it. Understand exactly what you're saying. Understand exactly what they need to do. Take action. And so when these 4 things happen, people get results. You build a great reputation and get lots of referrals, and you have a great time making lots of money and helping people. So you're going to use this framework to easily draft your free report or other giveaway to give lots of value to your website visitors and generate lots of new leads and clients. And there's also a bonus module covering the options for the medium of delivery with instructions for each. So are you going to write a text? Is it going to be a free report? Are you going to give them a video, etc.? The next lesson is called Naming Your Concepts and Your Content. So this lesson is going to teach you how to name your concepts, your reports, your articles, your presentations, events, sessions, programs, even your business and the title you use for yourself. Because when you name something well, it does a lot of the marketing work for you, getting things to stick in people's minds, increasing the perceived value, generating more leads, generating more attendance at events, more clients, and better follow through with your recommendations. This means that a good name actually helps more people get long-term sustainable results with their health. And that's important for them and for you because it helps your message and brand spread. It generates more buzz and more referrals for your practice and programs. The next lesson is called Building Your Private Client Coaching Program. This lesson is going to give you templates for your new client intake and informed consent paperwork. You know, a strong private client coaching program is almost always the place to start and build your successes before scaling to group programs or online programs. So when you enroll clients in long-term programs with consistent weekly visits over 3 months or 6 months or a year at a time, they are much more likely to get their desired results than the old consultation and follow-up session model. So when your clients get results, they feel a lot more excited to promote your practice to their friends and family, and you feel a lot more satisfaction in the work that you're doing. This approach also provides a much more reliable income model for your practice, which means you're not stressing about money, and you can be more focused on service and presence with your clients. The next lesson is called Integral Ayurveda Coaching. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you the coaching model that I developed that will give you a simple but powerful and focused structure for your weekly private coaching sessions. It's based on an understanding that changing behavior long-term involves changes in consciousness, culture, or relationships, and environments or systems as well. And without addressing these obstacles, behavior simply will not change or stick long-term, and you or your clients are going to end up feeling discouraged and frustrated. So when these obstacles are addressed, the behavior will not only change, it's going to end up becoming harder not to do the new healthy habits, which means their success is nearly guaranteed. And this is the secret to consistently getting great results with clients and doing real meaningful work that gets you excited and turns your clients into the inspiring success stories you hope for. That leads us into step 3, the sales sadhana system. The first lesson is called Your Website and Email List. A couple of the most powerful business tools available to you are your website and your email list. This lesson is going to show you how to build a simple, beautiful website for free or low cost that's easy to manage and accomplishes 3 important goals. 1, it builds rapport with your website visitors by delivering clear value and speaking to their specific needs immediately. 2, it generates leads by collecting contact information and building your email list for follow-up. 3, it puts the warmest leads, the people who are ready to get started, directly in your calendar for sales sadhana sessions. So it is a lot of fun to open your email and your calendar in the morning and see new leads and prospective clients who have appeared there automatically as a result of an effective website system. The next lesson is called Introductory Events and Free Session Offers. Introductory events like free public talks or online webinars or teleconference classes are all really great options as next steps that people can take once they've visited your website and joined your email list. So these may also be the first point of contact you have with prospective clients in your community or online. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to structure these talks and classes and how to conclude them with a valuable free session offer, just like people on your email list can receive and get on your calendar for a sales sadhana session. At the end of each of these classes, you'll have a calendar full of people who are excited to start working with you and have already been educated in the ideas around the path they're going to be walking to reach their desired results. The next lesson is called Enrolling New Clients with the Sales Sadhana. This sales sadhana is one of the most powerful methods in this program because it's where enthusiastic prospective clients become paying committed clients, and begin the journey towards improved health. This lesson is going to teach you the exact questions to ask and the steps to take to motivate people to prioritize their health and commit to a long-term coaching program that gets results. You're going to learn how to transition into describing your program and how you work with clients, and what to do to help them overcome common obstacles to getting started so they can sign up right on the spot and feel great about it. Once you've completed this step, you have everything in place for a thriving private Ayurveda practice. So the final lesson is called Earning a Great Living with Your Practice. And this lesson is about determining where your pricing structure is based and how many hours you want to work, how many clients you want to see, and how much money you want to make. The more clear you are about your specific goals, the easier it is to know what you'll need to do to get there. Getting this clarity is really empowering, and it takes the guesswork and finger crossing out of your business. When you're clear about your pricing, you'll be really grounded in your business, and your clients will feel that and respond to it with enthusiasm, commitment, and referrals. So that brings us to step 4, multiply your marketing, and the lesson, business metrics, follow your numbers. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to do the math for your business by tracking how many visitors to your website you're going to need to get a lead, someone who opts in and joins your email list, how many of those leads you need to get for someone in your calendar to get into your calendar for a sales sadhana session, and then how many of those sales sadhana sessions, how many of those conversations do you need to have before you enroll a new client? What's your conversion rate? That average monthly and lifetime value of a new client also needs to be known. So when you know these 4 numbers, you can make informed decisions about advertising opportunities so that you never waste money again, and can always choose or negotiate opportunities that bring a return on your investment. That means that your sources for new clients never need to dry out, and you can turn on the flow of new clients like a faucet anytime you want more people in your calendar or your programs. The next lesson is called Client Testimonials and Referrals. The results of your clients are really one of the most powerful aspects of your marketing, because they prove to prospective clients people just like them are working with you, and they're getting the kind of results that they want to get. There's a particular way and a particular time to get client testimonials. And this lesson is about building the process of collecting client testimonials into your client relationships. So not only are these testimonials important for you and your business and your prospective clients, but they're actually also really valuable for your clients themselves. When your clients take the time to articulate the results they're getting and to tell other people about their experience, they're reinforcing their enthusiasm and their priority around their health. In essence, they are giving their testimonial, and they're helping them build a new identity around their new, healthier self. So this is really important time for them to refer other friends and family that also want to get these results. The next lesson is called Business Cards, Brochures, and Email Signatures. So these are 3 common representatives of your brand. This lesson is going to teach you how to make sure they are professional, how they speak to your target market, and are optimized to get people to actually take action, instead of tossing them in the recycle bin or delete them. And these are things that can make a big difference in the response people have when they see your marketing materials and communications. You can feel the difference it makes when you're proud of your brand. Your clients can feel it too, and it influences their commitment to their program, the results they get, and how readily they refer people to you. Next lesson's on advertising, and advertising, of course, done correctly, is paying to turn on a faucet that pours people into your business system and fills your events, calendar, and programs. This lesson's going to teach you how to create advertising messages that get people's attention and get them to take action. I'm going to show you how to choose the best advertising platforms based on your niche and practice model. So are you focused more on a local or online market, a more specific or a more broad market? That will help us determine which platform you need to focus on. And I have experience in over 10 different advertising platforms, but you really only need to get started with the one that's most important for you in your particular practice model. Advertising is really fun because you get to see results so quickly, and with some of these platforms, within minutes. The next lesson is on social media. So Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, all the other platforms out there, social media is obviously an important part of any business today. But warning, it's also probably the #1 potential killer of your success because of its ability to create distraction, interruption, and the illusion that you're doing something important when you're actually avoiding the key activities that will move your business forward. This lesson is about how to use social media to build awareness, social proof of the results people get when they work with you, and send new people into your business system so they become leads and ultimately clients. Next lesson is on public relations. So did you ever want to get free coverage in your local newspaper or radio or television? Well, in this lesson, I'm going to give you the 7-step get free coverage system for getting free local news exposure and for delivering in a way that generates a positive response and gets you invited back for more. When a third party talks about you, people pay attention to it a lot more than if you talk about yourself. So being featured in news outlets is awesome for immediate exposure, but it's also great for your ongoing marketing because it conveys that you're an authority worth listening to. You know, the as seen on phenomena. And even though that may feel good for you, it's also really important for your clients because it reinforces their own confidence in working with you, and ultimately that helps them commit to taking action, and to getting results. And that brings us to our final step, step 5, advanced profit growth, with the lesson on your mission and your vision. Building community around your practice starts with a mission and a vision that's bigger than you or any one individual client. This lesson is going to get you thinking and feeling the full potential for your business and its impact on your community or the world. Now, everyone is attracted to feeling that they're a part of something bigger than themselves. And when you can create that environment in your business, it's going to energize you and your clients and become a magnet for your long-term growth and expanded positive impact. This gives a deep meaning and purpose to your work that can satisfy you and motivate you and inspire you for years. The next lesson is group programs, and this is about working with people in groups because of the advantages it has for you and for your clients. You know, for you leverage your time and your income, making more money while working fewer hours. You get more clients, you build community because they're bringing more people in with them. And for them, they get the additional support and momentum of making change in community, getting the support of their peers. They also get access to you at a lower financial barrier to entry than private coaching would be for them. So this lesson is going to teach you effective structures and enrollment methods for group programs. And then we'll cover the lesson on partnerships because business is more fun when you play with others. And this model is going to show you how to find potential partners and build relationships with them for win-win-win relationships. You're going to send each other more business and additional streams of passive income. Your mutual clients benefit from complementary and supportive products and services. And then we're going to talk about how to launch a niche online health program with Everyday Ayurveda. Because we want to publish your online program and send you royalty checks and new clients every month. Online education sales are growing rapidly, and we're now able to make use of our huge audience, our big monthly traffic, our trusted brand, and our advanced digital marketing strategies to help you get some rapid exposure, some passive income, and really a steady stream of new clients in your calendar. Here's how it works. The first part's on you. Complete the Grow Your Ayurvedic Business program through step 3 and demonstrate success with some clients in your niche. Then apply to let us know of your interest to partner with us and schedule a partner interview with me. We're going to either move forward immediately or I'm going to give you some specific steps to complete before reapplying. We're going to work together for 90 days then to build your program, related marketing materials, and a pillar post for your niche that's going to be featured on the Everyday Ayurveda blog. Then Everyday Ayurveda will handle and pay for all the advertising, all the sales funnel design and implementation and testing and optimization, the search engine optimization, the technology and fulfillment, and the customer support. So you get a royalty payment from monthly program sales each month, and each new customer goes to your calendar to schedule a sales sadhana session so that now you can enroll them in your own private or group coaching programs. Now, of course, we've also got bonus programs included with Grow Your Ayurvedic Business, including Get Ayurvedic Clients. That's from a class that I did in San Francisco, where you're going to get to see me working with a lot of practitioners just like you, going through some case studies and real-life examples. And then the Compassionate Communication video training is going to give you some of the foundation in Marshall Rosenberg's nonviolent communication that I taught to an audience of 500 at T. Harv Ekker's Master of Influence event, and is important for you for understanding the underlying needs and feelings that motivate human behavior. The Natural Genius calls with Bill Lamond are going to help you really enter into a new chapter of your life. So as you're about to learn this new stuff and get out of your comfort zone, you should listen to those for some real inspiration and energy to taking this next step. And then the Legalities of Practice, or How to Avoid a Lawsuit training. This is the same audio training that I'm going to give you as a free gift just for attending this webinar, but this is the video training version of it, valued at $97. And here's the really great part. We're going to have weekly group coaching calls. So to make sure that you have all of the personal attention and support you need, I'm going to include 3 months of group coaching membership. So join me and your peers every week for our group coaching call. Get all of your questions answered as you're going through the program. Share your work so I can critique it for what looks great and what needs improvement. Celebrate your successes and troubleshoot your challenges or help you through any stuck points. And if you can't make it live, you can always post your questions on the members' Facebook group, because I always answer all the questions, either live or posted in the group, and I immediately post the replay after the call so you can listen at your convenience. But of course, this is on a first come, first serve basis, because obviously with this level of attention and personal contact, there's a limit to how many students and practitioners I can really successfully work with. So you're going to be able to get the program later, but you will definitely miss out on this 3-month group coaching offer. Because you may even miss out on the coaching altogether, as I promise to give our coaching members my full support each week. And when the numbers get too high, I'm going to raise the monthly fee and restrict the number of new members that I allow in. Now, an Ayurveda certification and training program ranges from around $1,000 on the very low end to over $50,000 on the very high end, depending on the school and the format and the depth of the education. And since those training programs do not include the proven step-by-step business and marketing education and coaching that gives you what you need to finally get a return on this investment in your education, you'd probably expect the tuition for this program to be somewhere in the $5,000 to $10,000 range or more. And I agree, the value of this program and support is worth at least that, and probably much more. When you factor in the time that you're going to save, the perspective I'm going to pass along to you, the risks and mistakes you're going to avoid, and the inevitable struggle and likely burnout you'd face, well, it would make sense that the investment in this program would be over even the $50,000 tuition of the highest end Ayurveda training. And if you had the resiliency to learn by trial and error, starting from scratch, going through all the failures, but systematically learning what you could from each mistake, tweaking, improving, and testing again and again, well then over time you may even be able to come up with some more effective approaches than what you've been learning today. But you gotta factor in the cost on your time, your business expenses, your lost earnings, and all of your energy in the process. So I've already done this. I've already helped hundreds of students and practitioners just like you start or grow thriving professional Ayurveda practices. So if you can get a proven system, weekly mentorship, and the support of your peers to build a successful full-time practice or a part-time practice, or even have just a handful of committed clients who are paying you monthly or in full for long-term programs, what's that worth to you? Not only directly, but how will it affect you to free up monthly stress about money and to have less restriction on your time? How will it impact your availability to your friends and your family? What is it worth to be doing more of the work that you're really passionate and excited about? What will it be worth to be a positive catalyst for lasting change in your clients' lives? $5,000? $10,000? $50,000 or more? Well, I know it's been worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to me and the other practitioners in this program. But here's where you can breathe a big sigh of relief, because the investment in this program is not $100,000. It's not even $10,000. In fact, it's not even $1,000. The investment in this program is just $197. And not only that, there's also no risk to you to get started. So if you go through this program and make use of the coaching, and you don't enroll more clients who invest in committed long-term coaching programs with you, I'm going to give you a full refund of everything you've paid. So take the next 90 days, get into the program, take action on what you're learning, and come to the coaching calls live or ask questions in the Facebook group that I can answer for you. At the end of that 90 days, ask yourself, was this as good as was promised? Have all of my expectations been met or exceeded? And if your answer isn't a resounding yes, then just let me know and I will give you a full refund. In fact, you can even submit your request by clicking our big blue member support button and emailing your request, and your refund will be granted, no questions asked. You can even keep the entire program. And if you feel like it's truly been a waste of your time, I will even double your refund and pay you $394 to apologize for letting you down. So it's on me to give you my very best, and I intend to do just that. I know that there may be someone who will take advantage of this offer, and that's really fine. Because there's got to be some boldness to a big mission and a vision like we have, and I'm willing to put it all on the line for you because I believe in the power of this training. I know that I can help students and practitioners who are ready to go for it, even part-time, and I am rooting for you and your possibilities. So imagine yourself like Martha, transitioning from a full-time job to a thriving professional practice, or even a part-time practice or a few clients on the side. Or like Karin, who was struggling in her practice for years and then implemented what she learned and had a waiting list practice in 1 month. Or like Nahid, who launched her online program and has an automatic machine that's helping people and delivering her passive income and enthusiastic new clients every month. Or like all the other students and practitioners who have used this system and coaching to start or grow thriving professional Ayurveda practices, to earn awesome livings doing what they love and making a big difference in their clients' lives. So here's what to do now. Look to the right-hand sidebar for the Grow Your Ayurvedic Business Program logo. Go ahead and click that offer, and you'll be taken to our special order page that includes 3 free months of group coaching membership just for people who are attending this training right now. Enter your contact and payment information into the form and click the button that says Get Instant Access. Your credit card's going to be charged for the program tuition, and you'll be subscribed to our group coaching membership for 3 free months. After that, you'll automatically continue your coaching membership for just $47 per month, or you can of course cancel that anytime by clicking the member support button in the program site. You'll be taken to a thank you page instructing you to check your email for a confirmation with your login information that will be sent to you immediately. Now, if for any reason you do not see that email, please let me know. My personal email so that you can contact me and I can get your login right away is jacob@jacobgriscom.com, and you'll see that over in the right sidebar on the order page. So when you log in to the Grow Your Ayurvedic Business site, you're going to be able to watch the welcome video to get oriented to the program, request to join the members' Facebook group, start watching the videos, and of course doing the implementation homework so you can start getting some results. And I'm going to accept your request to the members' Facebook group within the next couple of days and send you a reminder email each week for the group coaching calls. So now I want to address some common obstacles. I'm going to address the most common obstacles to getting started and then open up the Q&A for anything else you'd like to ask. So one common obstacle is time. You may be wondering, how long will it take to get results? Well, that really depends on the amount of time that you have available to give to your practice and what you do with that time. If you use that time to watch the videos in this program and do the implementation homework that I outline and come to the weekly coaching calls, or at least be active on the members only Facebook group so that I can answer your questions and help you through any stuck points, then you can progress really quickly. You can start getting new clients and enrolling them in full committed programs within the next month. On the other hand, if you don't have much time to give to this, or if you don't use that time effectively, it's going to take you a lot longer. So it's really on how you use your time and how much of it you have. So if you say, I don't have enough time to give to this, I want to remind you of stories of our students and practitioners who started with full-time jobs and families and were really only able to give a few hours a week to their practice, but then transitioned in intervals by milestones, so that as their practice income increased, they could gradually let go of other commitments that they have and give more time to what they want to do. Or you may be in a position where, that's fine, that you already have a job that you really like, you've got other priorities, but you would like to do a little Ayurveda practice on the side and have a few clients. Well, this program and coaching is going to be great for having you set that extra bit of income from a part-time coaching practice up as well. The next obstacle is often around online training and technology. So first you may be wondering, will I be able to learn from a video training program? And I want to remind you that it's, of course, not just that, but also that we're going to be on the line together every week for our group coaching calls, and we'll be able to talk in person, answer any questions that you have. But I think you're going to find the video trainings really effective. They're very sequential, and every single module is built around the structure that I'm going to teach you. You're going to learn why what you're learning is important, what the theory and the philosophy and the mindset is behind it, the exact step-by-step steps you need to take to implement it, and motivation to get action and do it right now. So you may also think, well, I'm really just not good with technology, and that's okay. You don't need to be. As I mentioned, this is a program that has minimal requirements in technology, some that you can learn and do by yourself, but nothing really needs to be an obstacle, because I'm also going to show you how to get the help and support you need to overcome any technological obstacle very affordably or even free. The third obstacle that people can bring up is money. So you might be thinking, I just can't afford this right now. But if you think of the investment that you've already made in your Ayurveda education, you've probably invested thousands of dollars, many, many hours, and here you're being asked to make the very small investment of $197 to actually get a real return on that investment and put all of the time and energy, everything you've learned, into the most thriving, successful Ayurveda practice that you can or that you want to. Now, if $197 is a bit of a stretch for you to put down, you also need to remember that, of course, there is a full 90-day double your money back guarantee in place. So there's absolutely no risk to you if you can't make a return on this investment. But even if $197 is still too much, you can choose the payment plan option, and you only need to invest $79 this month and the next 2 months. So it's very well within range, and usually I can't afford it right now means that there may be some fear, there may be some resistance. That's understandable. You're moving into area that's new territory, you're getting out of your comfort zone. It's understandable to feel a little bit anxious about taking that leap. But I promise that if this is a priority to you, it's worth it, and this is the next step to take. You might also be thinking, I need to check this out with someone first. And I guess I have two things to say about that. One is, again, you can go ahead and invest in the program right now. The guarantee will allow you that if you decide tomorrow that you made a mistake, that this isn't the right thing for you, you can exercise that anytime over the next 90 days and get a full refund. You can even keep the program. So that's the I need to check it out with someone first. If you decide that it's been a mistake, then there's really no risk. But the other thing is probably more important, and that is that, and it's also probably more confronting, that if this is something that you want to do, if this is something that's a priority, do you really want somebody else to be dictating whether or not you do it? Now, I understand you may want their feedback and you may want their input, but again, if this is something that is important to you, I hope you won't let anybody discourage you from going for it. So it's time to decide. This special offer is only available until the end of this webinar. And after that, you can still get the program, but not the 3 free months of group coaching. And there is a definite limit to how many students and practitioners I will allow in. Remember, there is no risk to you. It's a 90-day double your money back guarantee. So there is a very good reason that you found Everyday Ayurveda, read my blog post, clicked on my Facebook post, registered for this training, attended this training, and have stayed on until now. You want to start or grow your professional Ayurveda practice. So now is the time to take action. I can't guarantee you'll implement what you learn, but I can guarantee that if you don't take action now, you're not going to get results. I'll never know, because I'm only going to know about the students and practitioners who join us, implement what they learn, and get results. I won't know what happens for you if you don't take action. Other Ayurveda students, graduates, and practitioners are taking action right now. In fact, I've already seen some orders coming through, and I want to congratulate those people who have already taken action and have them be motivation and encouragement for you to go ahead and take the leap now as well. Because if they make use of this program and make use of the coaching, I'm confident that they are going to be successful. So why not you too? This offer will be gone, so you need to decide right now. Okay, so it's Q&A time. Go ahead and enter your questions into the question box on the lower right. I'm going to answer most of them, and I'm going to try to get us wrapped up here. If I don't get to your question, I'm going to reply to you personally by email, but you still need to take advantage of the special offer now if you don't want to miss out. Your free gift, the How to Avoid Lawsuit audio recording that I've promised you, $47 value, you will also find on the order page. So you want to go ahead and click the offer if you haven't already. And if you scroll down to the right-hand toolbar, you'll see a link where you can download that free gift. So go ahead and click the offer on the right, act now, and this expires at the end of this training. All right, great. So I see some questions that are coming in already. If I see any that are like duplicates, I'm probably just going to answer one of them. And again, if I don't get to your question, I apologize, and I will reply to you personally by email. Okay. All right, so first question, when are the group coaching calls? All right, the group coaching calls are currently on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So I definitely encourage you, make that a priority to attend those. If you need to move some things around, it's worth it. But ultimately, if you can't make it live, if you're in a much later time zone, or there's just some fixture in your schedule that you don't feel comfortable moving right now, you can leave your weekly questions on the Facebook group, and I promise I will answer all of them each week, and I always post the replay of our weekly call immediately after we finish. Next question, how do we get access to the Facebook group? How do we get access to the Facebook group? That's there are a few ways. One is that immediately after you complete the information on the order form and you click Get Instant Access, you're going to be sent an email with your login information as well as a link to the Facebook member group So you'll click on that link, and then once you're in the group, you're going to click request to join the group. It's a private group. And I will give you access to the group sometime within the next couple of days. As soon as I get on there and verify your membership, you're in. The next way is that each week I'm going to send out a reminder call or a reminder email for the group coaching call, and that's going to have the link on there for the Facebook group as well. And finally, on the group coaching page, you can find it there as well, a link to the Facebook group. Okay, good question. Next question, when does the program start? There is not a formal start date. We add people into the program all the time. So the start date is really on you. It depends on when you have the time and the priority to get started with this and focus this. We're here, we're ready. The unique opportunity that is ending at the end of this webinar, however, is to go ahead and jump right into our group coaching membership and get 3 free months free so that you can get all of the help possible for you over the next 90 days. And then, stay on with us if you're getting value out of it. The next question. Okay, I'm a student. Currently, I'm in my 2nd year at the California College of Ayurveda. Should I wait to get started on this? I would say no. I think the best time to get started in this program is when you're a student. It's good to get started with this program wherever you are in your trajectory hearing this, you should get started with this program. But it's especially valuable if you're a student because think about it. Now you can use your education to also be planning the success and the foundation for your business. You can begin thinking about and selecting your niche. You can be doing interviews and surveys. You can be building out the program of care that people are going to need to take. You could even be using any requirements for research papers or writing to be doing that foundational work. And if you have an internship element to your practice, which I know at the California College of Ayurveda they do, then you can also focus on working with clients within your niche during your internship and start building up case studies right away. So when you graduate, you've got momentum behind you. I think it's the greatest time that you could possibly be introduced and start this program as a student. So I would say go for it. All right, let's see. How does the refund work? Like I said, it's a 90-day full money back refund. And if you let me know that it's really been a waste of time, that you actually went through the processes and you implemented what you've been learning, and you've come and you've gotten coaching, and you just said, hey, this is a waste of time, this didn't work for me, I have a double your money back guarantee. So obviously I feel confident that if you do this, if you watch the video trainings, and if you come to the coaching, and if you do the implementation homework, that you're going to be successful. So the guarantee is that over the next 90 days, give it your best, but if you don't feel like it's been worth it, then I'm happy to give you a full refund. I'm really not even interested in hanging on to your money if it hasn't been immensely valuable to you. I don't want that kind of money. So that's how the refund works, and I think you should go for it. All right, so what's next? How long does the program take? Well, this is a lot like when does the program start? The program takes as long as you want it to take. The 2 factors that are going to influence it are how much time you have available for the program and how you use that time. If you're using the time to go through the trainings, do the homework, actually be implementing what you're learning, and get coached, then it's going to take you a very short time. If you use that time to get distracted or loop about things or overthink things or do anything other than really just take the next step that's in front of you, then it could end up taking you a really long time. So that's what I have to say about how long does it take. You know what, I'll say this as well, is that for the average practitioner, the biggest bump is the first one. The biggest bump is getting focused around switching from talking about yourself or talking about Ayurveda or getting people interested in modality to being focused on them, their specific needs, and what they're going after. If you can make that shift, though, if you can get over that first hump, that first hurdle, that first foundation, the rest of the program tends to move really quickly. So quite honestly, that's where I see practitioners have the biggest stumbling block, is just getting past that concept that focusing on service of a particular group is somehow going to limit you or restrict you. I tell you, it's the most satisfying thing to really go deep with a group of people instead of broad and really not deep with anyone. So if you can make that shift in mindset, I think the rest of the program tends to move a lot faster. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think this is great. This is a question, I have a full-time job and family and other volunteer work that I do. Do I really have time to fit into practice? And you gotta answer that for yourself. Your time is really, there's very little that is telling you that you must be using your time in the way that you're already using. If there's no flexibility there, if there's really nothing, no place where you're willing to give, and you could even give like a dedicated 5 hours or 3 hours to working through this program each week, then realistically you're probably not going to be able to make much happen. But if you can make at least that happen, if you can find 3 to 5 hours per week where you can start focusing on this program, taking the steps, even baby steps each week, especially if you can come to a live coaching call here or there and ask some questions and get clarity on your next step, and then work it to really take as much time as you need to, but know what your next step is and chip away at it, then I think it's still well worth it to get into it. Think about the extra income potential, the ability to have this like career option and be doing this work, even if you're really just kind of testing it out and feeling like, is it something that you want to do? Is it something that you might want to end up making a career switch to eventually? I think the investment is really mild and compared to the value that you can get out of it. And if it's something that's important to you, something that you're interested in, I think you should give it a shot. All right. What level of training should I have? I have only completed my Ayurvedic health coach certificate. I think that's plenty. As you can tell, the model that I'm kind of emphasizing of how, as a foundation for how to practice Ayurveda, doesn't mean that you can't become more technical or complicated in your recommendations, but really the foundation, I think the most valuable part, is at the behavior change level, like helping people make changes in simple basic behaviors. If you're not doing that with people, the complexity of your herbal formulas, it's just off the map. It's such a distant second to help people address the root causes, the behaviors. So I think if you have completed any certification training in Ayurveda, you've learned the foundational theory. You basically understand the basics of daily routine and morning routine, and you're willing to do research in your niche, especially if you have experience, if you've applied the Ayurveda principles to yourself and gotten results. Then really I feel like those are the most important qualifications you can have. So I wouldn't stress it about basically feeling like it's not even to say don't continue your education, but that you don't need to have a doctorate level. You don't need to have completed multiple years of training or have gone to India or any of the things you might be telling yourself to delay putting off your practice. I think you should start your practice as soon as you possibly can, ideally even when you're still a student. Because the sooner you start your practice, the more real for you the material you're learning is going to be, the more directly connected it's going to be to the impact that you can make in people's lives, and the more deeply you're going to learn that material because it actually has very real application. So how's that? I think that that's the training level that you need, as little as possible, and to get started as quickly as possible. Maybe different than how you're thinking about it, but I hope so, and I hope you go for it and you get started and you jump in. Okay, gang, I think that is going to just about wrap it up for us. So this is the last chance. I've seen a lot of orders coming through during this Q&A, and I want to congratulate and welcome all of you to the program that have gotten in. I'm really looking forward to meeting you and to working with you and to helping you build a thriving professional Ayurveda practice. So you need to order right now or you are going to miss out on this special offer. Once the webinar closes, you will not be able to get to the order page. So go ahead and click it now to keep the window open. And thank you for attending. Thank you for taking the time to make this a priority in your life. I think this is your first step to a really wonderful career and a really wonderful possibility. And that means something to me because, I mean, if you're successful, I know that there are a lot of people in your community, in your life, in your world that are going to be impacted by the work that you're able to do with them. So thank you for attending, and thank you for allowing yourself to be exposed to these concepts that are really going to help you build your practice. I hope that you're really happy with what you've gotten today, and at the very least, you can go ahead and download your free gift, the free audio recording for how to avoid a lawsuit, worth $47. Again, that's right on the order page, so you can click that and go down there and find that link. And remember, there is a 90-day double your money back guarantee, so there's absolutely no risk for you to get started. We've put together the $79 per month payment plans, really low monthly commitment here just to jump in, just to check it out. So the only risk is missing out. And that's about to happen. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this webinar right now. I'm seeing some final orders come through, and I want to congratulate and welcome all of you. I look forward to working with you. And we're going to wrap it up right now. Hopefully I will talk with you soon. Okay, bye-bye.